Hey everybody, we're going to be getting started here in just a few seconds. Just wanted to go ahead and make sure the stream was up and running. So give me just a few seconds to get some things organized here and we'll be ready to start. So if you don't mind, while you're waiting, let me know where you're from and whether you are on the Facebook feed or you are on the YouTube channel feed. That would be lovely to know before we get started. We have some viewers with us already. That's awesome. So, like with anything live stream, the one thing that you should do before you start any live stream is make sure that your computer is up to date. And mine went through updates just a few seconds ago. So I've got to get everything back up and running. So we're almost ready to roll. Almost ready. So bear with me just one more second or two. Okay. Lewisburg, West Virginia from YouTube. Thank you. I'm glad to see that feed. This is the first time doing a dual stream. So that's very nice. I'm using StreamYard. And we'll get started here. Nepal. Namaste. Namaste. Okay. So today's webinar is all about using Google Suite inside Canvas. So I have been using both for a number of years now. Thank you, Connors, Georgia. Shaikai, you are on Facebook. Thank you. I am a Google trainer. I've been certified now for 3 years, going on 4. Just wrapping up year 4, actually. And I have been using Canvas in my district pretty much that whole time. So there have been a lot of questions, and don't hesitate, put your questions. If you're on Facebook, if you go to the link at the top that says StreamYard.com/Facebook, then I'll actually be able to see your name. Otherwise, I'm just going to see you as Facebook user, and I won't be able to recognize you specifically, but I'll still be able to see your question, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Let's see here. Where do I go? Right here. Okay, so here is my screen. This is my Google Drive, and this is the practice course that we're going to be using today. So there's a couple of things that you can do. If your school is a G Suite school and they are also using Canvas, there are a couple of things that you can do to help set yourself up in advance. So one of those things is going into your account settings and making sure that Google Drive is one of your registered services. If it's not, and I'll unregister mine real quick. This is not a big deal. If it's not, you'll see it sitting over here. This means your district has already connected those two. So with us, we're a single sign-on, so those are already connected. All I have to do is authorize that. And give it the permissions that I need to give it. And let it run its thing. Let's do its thing. I'm going to let it do its thing in the background. So while it is making all of those connections, then we'll be able to connect everything in our school Google Drives to our school Canvas account. So there'll be nothing there that we couldn't do any other time. Let me come back in and check my settings real quick and make sure everything's set. And we should be good to go in just a second. So if you have any questions about either one, don't hesitate. Put them in the comments below the feed, and I'll be happy to see them. There we go. There we go. So here we go. Now you see that it is a registered service. Okay. So I'm going to go back over to my dashboard, which is where I can see all of the accounts that I use. And I'm going to go into the practice course that we're going to be using today. So this is a course. There's no student data in this course. You won't see anything there that you can't see legally. So we had somebody that missed what I did in settings. I'm going to show that one more time. In settings, if Google Drive is not one of your registered services, then it'll be sitting over here as other services. You'll need to register that. That's what connects your Google Drive to your Canvas account. So when you do this, you'll be able to come into your Google Drive in your course, and you'll be able to see everything in your Google Drive. Okay, so you should be able to see it from inside Canvas. So here's our practice course. I've set us up a module so that we can play around with it just a little bit. And so all a module is a holding container for activities. Some people use modules for weekly activities, like I have here week 1. Some people use modules for their units, so unit 1. So there are a lot of positive things that you can do, and I suggest that you go out to the Canvas Commons or even the Canvas community right here and look at all of the, search the Canvas guides, connect with the Canvas community. There are a ton of educators who are actively using this in the classroom that are willing and well and able to help with you at any time of the day or night. But I'm going to show you a few things you can do. So one of the things we're going to do is talk about adding adding an assignment. So notice this assignment is not published yet. That means if students came into the course, they would not be able to see this assignment yet. Well, there are a couple of things. I'm going to go ahead and start to edit this assignment. There are a couple of ways that I can get my Google Doc into the assignment. One of the ways is coming right here to the external tools. And if your district has turned on the Google Apps LTI, LTI stands for, let me get this right because the last word is kind of tricky, Learning Tools Interoperability, LTI, much easier to say. So this allows Canvas to talk to all of these different platforms and bring them into. So if I clicked on Google Apps right there, because I had already connected my Google Drive, it would be very, very easy now, and we'll see here in just a minute, for us to see all the things that are in our Google Drive. And it's running a little slow because I am streaming from home. So there's a little bit of a bandwidth issue here. So please, please, please forgive me. When everybody is working from home, sometimes the bandwidth gets stretched a little bit. So this will bring up the same type of file system that we got when we clicked on our Google Drive earlier. And we would be able to import anything then. And I'm going to come back to that one in just a second. So right over here in my Google Drive, I have created a practice folder. And I've got some very, very simple. Now, these are not quality lesson plans. I'm going to be upfront. These are samples. You can put anything you want to put on these Google Docs. If you want them to be Bitmoji classrooms, you can do that. If you want them to be HyperDocs, you can do that. I just came along and put a couple, 2 or 3 lesson files to represent any other type of Google document you may want to enter into your assignments. So these are sitting here. So let's say that I'm going to open Unit 1, Lesson 1, and I just want the students to write a paragraph about this horse. So I'm going to come over here and click Share. And I'm going to copy the link. Actually, I'm going to change this particular link. Anyone can. I just want the viewer. But I want it anyone with the link. I'm going to copy that link. Let me try that again, make sure I've got the link copied. Links copied. Okay, now I'm going to come into my assignment. And if I want every student to have a copy of that assignment, it's really, really simple. Just click the link and add a copy to your Google Drive. And I might put the word link, excuse me, highlight that, come up here to add a URL right up here. And I'm going to paste that link. But before I click insert link, I'm going to come up here and take all this edit stuff off, and I'm going to put the word copy. This is going to force my students to make a copy. So I'm going to click insert link there. Now, whenever my students see this, this is an active link that will force them to make a copy of the assignment that I want them to have. I can come down here, put in my grade, what type of assignments. Under submission, this is going to be an online submission, and my students are going to click file. I'm going to click file upload because my students are technically uploading from their Google Drive into Canvas to turn this in. Okay, and set your due date if you need to set a due date. And I'm going to go ahead and click save and publish. So here is the link. When I click that link, it takes me to make a copy of this assignment, which I don't need to do because I already have a copy. Now, I'm going to come back to my home page, and I want to see the student view of this assignment. And this is something that you don't get to do in Google Classroom. Google Classroom, you don't have a student view that you can just pipe into. So here we are with the student views. And here is the assignment that they need to do. Oh, it's unpublished. Big issue that everybody makes. Clearly, let me leave student view for a second. When I came in here to modules, remember, always publish your module. If you don't see the green check mark, then it is not good to go. So I'm going to come back to the home page, and I'm going to come back to student view. And I'm going to look at the assignment. And this is exactly what your students would see. You would click the link, and you see it would allow them to make the copy. Okay. So if I wanted then to submitting file upload, if this were a real student account, right up here, I would see a submit button that would allow me to turn this in. And all I would have to do is turn it in as a file upload. My Google Drive is already linked. I go out, see my Google Drive. Boom, there it is. Really simple. Okay, I'm going to leave student view again. Okay. Now, let's say in my module, I wanted to add a new assignment. And this assignment is going to be our interactive notebook. And I'm going to go ahead and click on this assignment, edit. And I'm going to ask my students, turn in a shareable link to your notebook. Here is a copy to get you started. And again, I'm going to put my link. And I'm going to come out here. Here's my this is my very simple, plain interactive notebook that I had to get started with. I'm going to click share. I'm going to change this to anyone with the link. Done. And again, I'm going to come back here and make sure I get the right copy. And in my assignment, I'm going to, again, make this URL a link, change this to copy, insert link. make the assignment, the submission online, but this time I want to see the URL for that assignment. I don't want them to upload it. I want that active live link so I can go in at any time and see them editing this document. So this still allows me to have that live feature right inside Canvas. So I know there are a lot of people that like to see that live work and like to be able to go in and edit and comment and do all of that stuff. This allows you to do that. So it's just something that you have to train your students to do. I'm going to make this due again tomorrow, and I'm going to save and publish that. So here is the link. But when I go back home, and I want to see student view, I want to see interactive notebook. Here I have submit assignment. So when I go to submit assignment, it's looking for a website URL. So the student would share their copy. I would get that link that the student shared, and I would put that in there. Now the student has just given me, the teacher, that same edit rights that anybody, that whether we were live or not, and they can submit assignment. See, did you see the confetti? Isn't that cool? That's a great feature of Canvas, that they celebrate student success. So anytime a student turns in work, they are celebrated. So let's see what this looks like. Let me come out of Leave Student View. We have our test student in gradebook. And I'm going to come in here and SpeedGrader, and let's just see what SpeedGrader allows. So I can, in SpeedGrader, see their live active notebook. I can make comments. I can use the Google tools inside SpeedGrader. This is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I don't necessarily need to grade this immediately. Maybe this is something that I assign at the beginning of the term, and it's still there at the end of the term. And I don't put the grade in until the end of the term. So I can give them feedback, make running commentary on this assignment. Everything they put in there is going to be edited immediately. I'll be able to see it. I'll be able to follow through with it every step of the way. And all the students had to do was immediately go in and turn that in as a shared document. That's all they had to do. So one of the things I learned, here's a little trick. If you click on the logo up here in the corner, it takes you right back to dashboard, and you can go right back into any other course. Okay. So let's say now, one more assignment. I'm going to add another assignment, and I'm going to create a new assignment, and I'm going to click essay assignment right here. Now, I can indent this if I want to make that look special in my, notice it's indented. So if this is part of my interactive notebook, I can move this assignment up and down. I can, back over here, I can decrease that indent if I didn't like it. I can edit from right there and just edit the assignment details if I need to, or I can click into it and it opens it up so that I can get an editable view. Now, let's say in our assignment, we have this essay. Again, this is not intended to be a real assignment. This is not something that I would normally do in my classroom. My assignments are much more detailed than this. This is simply to let you see what you can do with any of the Google Docs. So let's say that this is something we wanted to work on as a class. I could, publish to web, get the embed code, click publish. Yes, I want to publish this selection. And I'm going to copy this embedded code right here. Now, in my assignment, I can come into my assignment and insert embedded media right there. Click OK. And now that essay is right there. There's the whole essay. Now, if I didn't like that, I can also come up here to the HTML editor. And now I can put HTML code right there. And I can come in after the word iframe, width equals quote 100% quote. And when I go back to the rich content area, I have the assignment right here. Write your essay right there. And if I make that editable by everybody, then when I turn in my submission, let's say I don't even want them to turn this in. I just want us to all be able to work on it. Okay, and we're going to work on it today and tomorrow. Save and publish. Here is an essay that they can see. Now notice they can't write on it because of the settings in my essay. So if I come over here and share, we should be able to make everybody an editor. And I'm just going to refresh this page real quick. And again, this is one of the things that happens when you embed. But you could share anything you wanted to share at that point in time with your students. So, I don't want you to feel like you can't. If I wanted to do a quick Google form, name, option 1. I go to send. I have an option for an embed code. How wide do I want it to be? How tall do I want it to be? But if I copy that embed code, I could also come over here and I'm going to go back to my module and I'm going to add an assignment. And I could add any kinds of assignments. Oh, let me do it this way. Let's do this. Let's create a page. Add a page. Quiz. And I'm going to come over to the rich text editor and I'm going to copy that frame there. Save and publish. I now have a page that has my quiz on it. So when I'm in my module, I can add this page to my module and they see the quiz. Now, when you do this, you then have to go into Google Forms and manually move those grades over. Okay, they do not connect that way, this way in Canvas. That is one of the shortcomings. I will be open to that. But I can come in and now I can view this page and the kids can get the quiz all in this self-contained page. So I hope that what I've shown you today has been helpful. I don't see any more questions. I'm not saying that there aren't, but this is my first time using StreamYard in a dual platform. So if you have questions under the stream and I didn't get to answer them, I will come back and answer those for you here in a little bit. But just wanted to give everybody a chance to see that you can still do all of those assignments that you've been doing in Google Classroom, you can do inside Canvas. We have discussions here. We have collaborations. We have conferences. Conferences work very similar to Google Meets, but it uses a big blue button instead of Google Meets. You can actually have live chats with your students if you want to, although I would suggest that you take this off of their navigation just so that they're not chatting with each other at 3 in the morning. You know how that goes. But if you have any other questions, don't hesitate. Let me know. I'm very pro Google and I'm very pro Canvas, and I love the marriage of the two of them. So anyway, my name is Tammy Neal, and I will see you online.